Hello there. Welcome to Project Firefist. This is the documentation informational resource channel for my personal costuming project for original character Mandalorian armor. Calling it Firefist because it sounds cool. And on the table this time for it is something a little more exciting than boots. This is going to be documenting the beginning of the helmet rebuild. This is known as a bucket as well amongst the community at large, and this is Hasbro's Black Series Mandalorian Deathwatch Helmet. This one particularly is a GameStop exclusive to Deathwatch Helmet, meaning I don't know about their storefront on shelves, but GameStop's website, and through GameStop as a seller on Amazon, which is how I got mine, through Amazon, but GameStop was the seller. So this is a repaint of Boba Fett's helmet, but they took the dent out of it. The other molded weather and damage things are there, just painted over in the Deathwatch color scheme. I'm fine with that because I'm going to be rebuilding and repainting this anyway. So I just want to kind of go over some real basic thoughts on the helmet and document exactly what I plan to do for it before doing it. Now, this helmet is pretty solid for its price point and thus far the ease of availability for the moment anyway. I don't know how long they're going to last being in production, but for what it is, it's a nice helmet. They even did the interior detail. Even the dent is still there, but just on the outside. We have brown rubber pieces. The interior detail looks toy-like, but with the repaint, which is going to happen, it's going to really come out nice. They could have just had a pretty basic reinforcement in here, but they went full tilt with the molding of the interior detail, which is very nice to see. So that's pretty cool. The only thing that I don't like about the helmet really is this head harness that it comes with. It's snap fit in or push fit in, so you can just pop it out pretty easy. For the purposes of buying it for display and occasionally wearing it, because of course you're gonna, I've worn this several times already, just cause, right? But for that quick put it on for a minute, take it off scenario, it's going to do just fine, that weird harness. But for wearing it for an extended period of time, you're going to want to put your own helmet padding where you need it in the helmet for comfort. Anyways, with that said, the targeter is detached, but you can easily put it on over here, and it functions. It drops down with the push of a button. You have to manually push it up, which is fine, and these lights will blink when it's dropped down, and this part will glow there and here from light, which is pretty cool. I like that. All in all, for the price point, again, what it is, it's an absolutely fantastic base. I feel I did research before buying it, but you still never know until it's in your hands, and all I can say is that I am pleased with it. And from the teardown builds I've seen, which is what I'm going to be doing myself, it's not the most difficult thing in the world to tear it down, and it seems pretty stout and pretty good for being enhanced and rebuilt. So that is my plan. Let's talk about that some more. So really, the ultimate goal here for the kit, of which the bucket here is a part of it, is to get approval with the Mandalorian Mercs costume requirements, to get your costume approved by them. That's my personal goal. Not everybody who does costuming has the goal of joining a costuming club like that. I get this. But because of that goal, there's some extra things I'd be doing that maybe I'd let slide if I was just doing it for the fun on my own. But really got to take care of it, and I do like the fact that I have to take care of it because I think it makes it a better quality when you're done. So I want to go over that amongst my plan for this helmet. So the reason why I want to harp on this a little bit more than saying I'm going to disassemble, reassemble, see you in the disassembly phase, right, is because the bucket here, this helmet, is I think one of the most important parts of the kit. When it comes to Star Wars helmets, they're very recognizable and identifiable. You know a original trilogy Stormtrooper look. You know the First Order Stormtrooper look. You know Darth Vader's look. You know what Boba Fett's got going on, which is why the dent is not here, because that's specifically a Boba Fett dent. We know what Mandalorians in general have for their helmet variations, right? It's identifiable, it's iconic. People who see your kit, even if it's your own custom color scheme, that knows Star Wars is gonna identify you as a Mandalorian because of the T-visor, basically. So it's important to get this right. That's why you really gotta go the extra mile for it. In any case, disassembly is gonna be the thing. That's what I'm gonna do. That's why I have my small little Phillips head here. I also have a bunch of sandwich baggies. I'm gonna write on those with Sharpie what the screws are from, left ear, right ear, visor, dome, stuff like that. So I don't lose them and I don't mix and match them. There are some screws of different sizes. On the subject of screws, sometimes maybe you want to partially assemble and hold it in with the screws loosely. Be careful, because this is just plastic that you're screwing into. You're too harsh with the threading, you could rip it right out, and you don't want that. So just take your time and be gentle, right? Once fully disassembled, meaning the dome from the face pieces, the interior out, the visor out, and everything else, the true work will begin. And I'm going to document with a bunch of pictures and maybe a video, I don't know, but a bunch of pictures, the disassembly process, and I will do that as the next video to talk about how that went and plans from there and things learned to kind of share as an informational thing and document the project some more. So anyways, once disassembled, the goal is to paint the interior at some point, which should be pretty straightforward, make it look pretty sweet, seal it so it doesn't rub off, then probably tackle the visor. Now the visor, there's two ways to do this, and the goal is, in case you don't know, is to make it darker tint. For qualification purposes, the tint is too light, it needs to be darkened. And there's two ways to do that, really. There is a tried and true kind of old school method, if you will, that is done all the time and works. And that is where you get the tinted face shield replacement inserts for like grinding face shields and stuff. And you cut it to the shape you need. It's been done on Stormtrooper eye lenses for the original trilogy Stormtroopers for years and years and years. It might even be the original way in which they made it. I'm not 100% certain, but it might be. And it works on T-visors for Boba Fett and Mandalorian helmets too. So that's tried and true. I know it works. I also know that tinting will make it darker. So I want to try the tinting route because the visor is already curved, right, to the shape it's got to be. So why reshape a whole new piece when I can just remake or reuse that part there? So that's my goal, and I want to try tinting something. I'm going to do it like automotive tint, where they tint the inside of the glass, not the outside. That's what I'm going to do here. I just got to do some research into tint and what level and what grade I need, considering it's already smoked a little bit, the visor. So that's one thing that's specifically for approval reasons. Another thing that is somewhat for approval reasons, but also to give me a smoother palette to work with, is smoothing out the helmet. Because there are molded weathering and damage pieces for Boba Fett on this. Because this was originally a Boba Fett helmet. They filled in the dent, which is great. Don't need to do that. But other parts are still there. So what I'm actually going to do first is take 91% isopropyl alcohol and take a test spot, maybe here or somewhere else kind of hidden, and gently wipe at it to see if I can maybe wipe off this somewhat black wash effect looking thing here. If I can wash it off and it preserves the plastic without damaging it, then what I'm going to do is anywhere I see and feel molded detail that I don't want there, I'm going to hit it with that isopropyl alcohol wipe, if you will, to get that black wash off if it works. Why, when I'm just going to repaint? Well, it'll make it easier for me to see exactly what I got to fill in with a smear skim coat of JB Weld or a Bondo type thing. While doing that, I'm going to tackle the targeter. This can't come out anymore, so I got to seal those seams up there, and any other type of seam that makes it kind of lose the illusion of it being one piece while still functioning, I'm going to take care of. At the same time, I smooth out the helmet. Not everywhere is going to get hit with JB Weld or Bondo, but just specifically where there's some actual molded and damaged detail that I don't want there, or I'm just trying to cover up to make it easier to do what I want to do. When I do that, I'm also going to find out if I can keep these triangles. I like this little detail here. If it was just flat, that'd be okay too, but I like this here. It's just a little bit of a breakup of the dome itself when your eye's looking at it, and I want to keep those triangles if I can. If I can't, then I'll fill them in here too. Once that's done and carefully sanded in all the pieces, that's when getting them prepped for painting is going to happen. Now when I say prep for painting, I'm going to paint them to prep them for painting. Bear with me. Everything's going to get, well, the interior won't, but everything else is going to get, the interior accent pieces won't, but everything else, third time's the charm, is going to get a gloss black base coat. From there, a silver or aluminum type of color is going to go over that. Metallics pop nicely on a gloss black base coat. Once that fully dries and cures, whatever, I'm going to hit it with a layer or two of a sealer, like a varnish, like a matte varnish or whatever. I'm not looking to have it gleaming. I'm just looking to have a Beskar looking base that's protected so the tape doesn't accidentally pull it off if it's too grippy of a tape, if you will. Then I'm ready to actually apply the color to the helmet, because the helmet is going to get colored. And if I want to do any type of Beskar weathering effect where you see the Beskar through the paint, I can then mask it off because it'll be set to do that with all that Beskar steel effect on there. And then once that's all said and done and the final assembly is happening, I have to seal seams. That's the other big thing for approval. You can kind of see the seam on the dome right here running across, and on the ear right there. Those seams need to be filled in. You do this with some silicone carefully and a little bit of touch-up painting if necessary after the fact. That is going to be the time-consuming but worth it, because again, help with that approval. After that, any touch-up painting and final weathering, like getting some grime and stuff in the recesses, will be in order, and hopefully it'll all look really sweet when it's said and done. Cool helmet should look cool, and that's the hope. In any case, that's my plan of attack, everything laid out for you. Thanks for taking the time to stick through this video. I'm going to document with a bunch of pictures and maybe a video, if necessary, the disassembly process. Once the helmet's fully disassembled, I will follow up this video, or at least this helmet little rebuild series, if you will, with how disassembly went, anything worth noting, learned knowledge from doing it, and what's next on the agenda. So with all that said, if you've done a helmet build, doesn't matter what it is, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Stormtrooper, Mandalorian, whatever, by all means, share how it went for you in the comment section down below. And remember, let's just keep it encouraging for everybody. This is some insanity to do, and if somebody wants to attempt it, let's just give them the encouragement they need, and answer any questions if you can, and of course chime in on your thoughts on what I'm talking about too. It's all good. With that being the case, I hope I see you next time, and until then, take care.